Hello and welcome to Grange Park Opera's Fan Season, which is a collection of performances that we've recorded live at the Theatre in the Woods, which is going out. It's free to view and to share, and we would really appreciate if you could share with family, friends, key workers, neighbours, anybody you feel. My name is Dec, and I've worked with Grange Park Opera for the last 17 years as head of stage. At the moment, we are really dependent upon donations to help fund these projects and projects in the future. So if possible, if you're able to donate, please click the donate button at the top of the page. Hopefully that you'll really enjoy the performance, and take care. Thank you.
On the face of it, this recital is laughable. Of course it is. It doesn't work. Without the beautiful and ornate piano accompaniments, I feel I'm half an instrument. And of course the one thing I can't have right now in this period of lockdown is anybody to come down and work with me in West Wales. At the same time, I am where I belong, in my farm in Wales, the beautiful open moor, the hedges, the woods, the rides, the fields, the wildflowers, and all of that nourishes me, and all of that has been the inspiration for many of the songs I've chosen to sing in the polished wooden concert halls and venues around the world. So it's quite amusing to have me warbling in the open air songs that I would have sung in such sophisticated surroundings and such beautiful and elaborate accompaniments. Unsatisfactory as they are, it's all I've got. And here's the vignette. Well, the blackbirds have obviously found the tawny owl down there. I see him every day. And they call the tawnies in the daytime here quite a lot. Hawthorn in flower and a nuthatch having a go in there. Each field has a different colour for each month. April is daisies, white, then they go all yellow with buttercups, then they get a flush of blue with the bluebells, and then the wildflowers come in July with the orchids, lesser butterfly orchid and the spotted orchids. So each season there's something to look forward to. I mean, I start with the missel thrush, say in February, waiting for him to sing, the promise of warmer weather, thank goodness. And the daffodils and the wood anemones. Then I wait for the swallows and cheer them as they arrive, and the tadpoles, then the cuckoo, and the lady smock flower, which is otherwise called the cuckoo flower, which comes in time. Oh dear, that Atlantic cedar copped it. Then the red start, I wait for them to come. And the slow worms start appearing underneath pieces of corrugated iron. And the bluebells, which are at least a month after London and the southeast. And finally the spotted flycatchers and the pied flycatchers. And then I watch brood after brood of swallow. Oh, look at that, you see. We're not the only ones to suffer an appalling plague. Ash dieback. Poor ash trees. They don't all cop it. There's one here, see? It looks really good. And yet next to it, Mordor. Utterly gone. And then a fourth one, fine. Maple, birch, sycamore, goat willow, beech.
There were 3 ravens sat on a tree, down a down, hey down, hey down. They were as black as they might be with a down. The one of them said to his mate, where shall we our breakfast take? With a down, daddy, 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 down, down. Down in yonder green field, down a down, hey down, hey down. There lies a knight slain under his shield with a down. His hounds they lie down at his feet, so well they their master keep. With a down, daddy, 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 down, down.
Yeah, hawthorn. Hawthorn in full flower. At this time of year, it is said that you can eat the new hawthorn leaves, and in folklore, agricultural workers used to use it as a kind of chewing gum. Well, I've tried it, and it's very much like talking to yourself.
His hawks they fly so easily, down a down, hey down, hey down. There's no fowl dare him come nigh with a down. Down there comes a fallow doe, so great with young as she might go, with a down, daddy, 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 down, down.
There's the new growth on this yew tree. Yew, they tell you that everything about yew is poisonous. Well, I mean, apart from the fact this wood is absolutely wonderful to carve and has fantastic figuration, gives you all sorts of surprises, and has this black, like laburnum, this black heartwood which doesn't rot. It's true, the bark is poisonous, the dust is poisonous, the leaves are poisonous, but the berries are not poisonous at all. They are as sweet as the sweetest cherry. Unfortunately, the pip is deadly poisonous, so that's why one is advised never to touch it. But if you can get at the juice and sieve it out and make it into these bootlaces of sort of sugar, they are wonderful.
She lift up his bloody head, down a down, hey down, hey down, and kissed his wounds that were so red with a down. She got him upon her back and carried him to earthen lake with a down, daddy, 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 down, down.
This is the end result of the ash dieback. It's heartbreaking, really. I'm not sure what to do with these gorgeous pieces of wood, but I stained one of them and was able to count the rings to over 200. It's a shame. The Welsh used to pay their labourers in kind, and so a farmer might say, take a tree out of the valley. They're not very respectful of great old trees in this part of Wales. So it hurt me a lot to see this tree suffer the ash dieback. You can see in the middle the brown rot, and when you cut it, it smells bad.
She lift up his bloody head, down a down, hey down, hey down, and kissed his wounds that were so red with a down. She got him upon her back and carried him to earthen lake with a down, daddy, 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 down, down.
Old laburnum, and next to it, this gorgeous old ash has got a very interesting fungus on it. There you are, can you see it? It's called a King Alfred cake, for obvious reasons. It looks like a penny bun that's been overly cooked. And it's hard as wood, but it's a fungus. And it was used by early man for carrying fire. Apparently it was found on Goetze, the Austrian iceman found in the Alps. They found a little King Alfred cake, I'm sure it's called that in German, in his rucksack. And the glowing embers of the fire are able to stay in your pocket or in a boat or in a leather pouch until fire is needed at the end of the day.
She buried him before the prime, down a down, hey down, hey down. She was dead herself ere even song time with a down. God bless every gentleman, such hounds, such hawks, and such a layman. With a down, daddy, 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 down, down.
That's a folk song called The Three Ravens. John Ireland set it, and said it very simply. I haven't got a piano on my back. Come on, little one, find a nice place. Oh, that looks great. I would take that one. Oh, you got distracted by the bluebells. Come on, you can do it.
When I was 21, I heard a wise man say, give crowns and pounds and guineas, but not your heart away. Give pearls away and rubies, but keep your fancy free. But I was 21, no use to talk to me. When I was 21, I heard him say again, the heart out of the bosom was never given in vain. 'Tis paid with sighs a-plenty and sold for endless rue. And I am 22, and oh, 'tis true, 'tis true. 'Tis true.
Underneath this beech tree, the ground is studded with new ash saplings, self-seeded. It's a funny one, that. It belongs in this part of the world. It's kind of the cornerstone of northern hemisphere cultures, having provided stockades, fuel, weaponry over the millennia. And it's the first to come up. It grows extremely quickly, and yet it doesn't put its leaves out until May. It's so coy, and then everything else is in full bloom. The ash is still reticent, and even the great imposing trees are reluctant to show any leaf until first, second week of May. Next to it, I've got this gorgeous beech tree. It's perhaps the only sort of patriarchal tree I've got of this species, with its gorgeous elephant's leg, smooth grey bark. And the Forestry Commission would never like such a tree. They want them straight. One normally sees them straight with a high canopy. I suppose the wind here has resulted in these contorted branches. At this time of year you can eat the leaves, and they're apparently very good to put in your salad. I've done so, and it tastes awful. Next to it, self-seeding oak, hawthorn, hazel, and I was asked and suggested, here's another beautiful rowan that's come up next to it. The Forestry Commission suggested I put in small leaf lime. Small leaf lime have got an index of 3 out of 5 or 6, which denotes the pattern of shade that a full-grown tree will have underneath it, allowing some growth but not too much. I love that. Next to it we have the end result of the ash dieback. Shame, isn't it? But I don't take them all down. They're great for birds to roost in, and bats particularly. I've got a very interesting bat in these fields called the noctule bat. It has a wingspan of 41, 42 centimetres, second biggest bat in Europe. I've heard it on my bat detector but not seen it.
I shall go without companions and with nothing in my hand. I shall pass through many places that I cannot understand.
Look at all this Guelder rose. It's amazing, isn't it? Beautiful. That will give a very nice flush of red in the autumn. And amongst the Guelder rose are spindle and service trees. Until recently, everybody thought that the Romans made their beer from the berries of the service tree. But now it turns out that there's an old Welsh word from which the word service tree derives, and not cerveza, beer, as we imagined. Here's a spindle tree, and this is now the latest candidate for the berries, well, they're not there yet, from which the Welsh used to make their beer in Roman times.
I shall pass through many places that I cannot understand, until I come to my own country, which is a pleasant land. The trees that grow in my own country are the beech tree and the yew. Many stand together, and some stand few. In the month of May, in my own country, all the woods are new.
Well, we had a storm, and I waited 3 weeks every day to get this gorgeous Christmas cake blossom on the hawthorn. This particular one was so spectacular, and then the blooming wind blew it all off, so you're not going to get new blossom.
When I get to my own country, I shall lie down and sleep. I shall watch in the valleys the long flocks of sheep, and then I shall dream forever and all. A good dream and deep.
Silver birch, rowan, Scots pine, blueberries, hawthorn, birch, oak. This field, well, it's not much to write home about right now, but in another 4 weeks this will be, hopefully, a standard bearer for the MG5 protection status upland meadows of regional importance, which I'm so proud of. It has lesser butterfly orchids in it, and wood orchids and spotted orchids, but it's the butterfly orchids that really generate the protection status. And flowers are just beginning to poke up now, mats of them. And no, I don't know the names of all of them. The little white ones are called bright eye, and they're parasitic. They outcompete the grass. And these yellow ones, the slightly taller ones here, they're yellow rattle. Again, a parasite which outcompetes the grass, and that's the precursor for all your wildflowers. Here in the corner, there it is. On cue is a great spotted woodpecker's nest, and the chicks are calling here. Yes, I hear you. They built the nest as if under a porch. Yeah, okay, I'm going. One irate mum. This is rowan or mountain ash, as it's called. As I say, it's not the family of ash at all, but they call it that. It's a bit whiffy, not a particularly nice smell, but it doesn't matter. Rowan has got a gorgeous silver argent trunk. It only lives about as long as a human does, a bit longer perhaps. And these chalices of flowers will turn into beautiful platters of berries, which the birds will love, the redwings and fieldfares and missel thrushes. It's lovely, isn't it? Gorgeous, generous spray of flowers, which are getting blown to buggery in this hurricane force winds, but there we are.
Dunno a heap about the what and why, can't says I ever knowed. Heaven to me's a fair blue stretch of sky, earth just a dusty road. Dunno the names of things nor what they are, can't says I ever will. Dunno about God, he's just a nodding star atop the windy hill. Dunno about life, he's just a tramp alone from waking time to doss. Dunno about death, he's just a quiet stone, all over grey with moss. And why I live, and why the old world spins, are things I never knowed. My mark's the gypsy fires, the lonely inns, and just the dusty road.
That's the changing of the guard. Birds are giving their last arias before the night comes, and the tawny owl starts to sing. Swallows heading home.
Most holy night, that still dost keep the keys of all the doors of sleep, to me when my tired eyelids close, give thou repose. And let the firmament of them that chaunt the dead day's requiem make in my ears, who wakeful lie, soft lullaby. Let them that guard the horned moon by my bedside their memories croon, so shall I have new dreams, and blessed in my brief rest Fold your great wings about my face, hide dawning from my resting place, and cheat me with your false delight. Most holy night.
Well, this little poem, I tried to set it to music. It was ridiculous. I tried to set it to the little tune from Die Forelle from Schubert, but it didn't work. It sounded too contrived, even though it was folky. It's a poem that was found in a wall in a pub, the Plough Inn, in Dyfed in 1998, and it describes the different burning facets of each one of these woods. It's lovely. I keep meaning to commit it to memory. Maybe doing this will help me. Beechwood fires are bright and clear if the logs are left a year. Chestnuts only good, they say. I haven't got any chestnut. If for long it's laid away. Make a fire of elder tree, death within your house shall be. But ash that's new or ash that's old is fit for a queen with a crown of gold. Ash that's new or ash that's old is fit for a queen with a crown of gold. Birch and fir logs burn too fast, blaze up bright, but do not last. It is by the Irish said that hawthorn makes the sweetest bread. Elmwood burns like churchyard mould, e'en the flames are cold. Well, you can't get elm for love nor money. But ash that's green or ash that's brown is fit for a queen with a golden crown. Ash that's green or ash that's brown is fit for a queen with a golden crown. Poplar gives a bitter smoke, fills your eyes and makes you choke. Apple wood will scent your room with an incense-like perfume. Oaken wood, if dry and old, keeps away the winter's cold, but ash that's new or ash that's old is fit for a queen with a crown of gold. Ash that's green or ash that's brown is fit for a queen with a golden crown. And it's true, you cut ash, you can burn it straight away. And sadly, because of this disease, I have ash for more than one lifetime.
Loveliest of trees, the cherry now is hung with bloom along the bough, and stands about the woodland ride, wearing white for Eastertide. Now of my 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again, and take from 70 springs a score, it only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs are little room, about the woodlands I will go, to see the cherry hung with snow.
Yeah, well, it's nearly June the 1st. The cherry's long gone, mate. That's a Japanese maple. just as pretty. And the first one was horse chestnut crossed with red buckeye, a North American tree which has got these beautiful red candelabras as opposed to our European white ones. It doesn't grow as big. Anyway, seemed like a good idea at the time. Well, this next song is really the only one that's appropriate in the way that I'm singing it. It was first discovered by Percy Grainger as he travelled the highways and byways of rural Suffolk. He came across a 5-bar gate, such as the one I've installed for you here, for your delectation, upon which was sitting a Mr. John Saxby, farm worker, who's credited in the music. And Mr. Saxby was singing this song, A Sprig of Thyme. I ought to have, I should say, a piece of sweet grass in my mouth whilst I'm singing it.
Once I had a sprig of thyme, it prospered by night and by day, till a false young man came a-courting to me, and he stole all this time away. The gardener was standing by, I bade him choose for me. He chose me the lily and the violet and the pink, but I really did refuse them all three. Time, it is the prettiest thing, and time it will grow on, and time it'll bring all things to an end, and so does my time grow on. It's very well drinking ale, and it's very well drinking wine, but it's far better sitting by a young man's side that has won this heart of mine.
Well, as you can see by now, nature nourishes me, nurtures me. It is the very marrow of my existence, really. And I think of these fields and these rides, these woods, these hills, the wildflower meadows that I've made every day of my working life on the road. And I miss them. But music validates all of that, all that I love. And without music, without culture, I feel bereft. So, without any sense of melancholy, I'd like to finish with Schubert's great anthem, Die Musik, which expresses all of those feelings. Here we go. Schubert's Die Musik.
Du holle Kunst, in wie viel grauen Stunden, wo mich des Lebens wilder Kreis umstrickt, hast du mein Herz zu warme Liebe entzünden, hast mich in eine Heilige Akkord von dir, den Himmel bessere Zeiten mir entschlossen, du holde Kunst, ich danke dir dafür, du holde Kunst, ich danke dir.
Thanks for watching, and we really hope that you enjoyed the performance. Please feel free to share with family, friends, neighbours. And again, as we are so heavily dependent upon donations at the moment, if possible, please click the donate button at the top of the page. Thanks again, stay safe.